Hey everybody, Brendan here, welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be playing the Sicilian, the dragon specifically. And good thing, because G6 against G3 is a very effective setup, and we're not really scared to go into it. So I'm just going to play this normally with this type of structure. Normally you don't want to do this unless you're playing against some sort of closed setup. So I think the way we're playing this is totally fine. And by playing e5 early, I don't really think this is effective because we can just play d6 and try to slowly chip away at their center here. And we're not scared of this either. We're just going to take it. And we're going to take on e5 here, and this will net us a pawn. And we're pretty happy to take the pawn. There's not really anything we're doing wrong. And this is a blunder. Can you figure out why this move is a blunder? I'll give you a few seconds in case you need it. So remember, undefended pieces, their king is open. Whenever you see multiple tactical themes at the same time, well, tactics are going to occur if there's a lot of tactical themes. And white did a few things wrong here. They opened up their king side, and they moved their pieces around too much without developing. So queen to b6 check here actually just picks up the knight. It is undefended, and they can't really do anything about it. And we'll happily take it. There's no reason not to. Takes. There we go. So they go there, getting a tempo, which is cool, I guess, but it's just one tempo. We're just going to continue our play naturally. Of course, we're going to have to maybe move our queen around a little bit here. But it's not so bad. We'll go knight c6. And if they go bishop e3, bishop e3, I'm thinking of knight d4, just to kind of plop my piece in the middle of the board and give them some questions to solve. So knight c6, I'm just trying to defend everything, make sure everything's nice and happy and cool and cute. So I can take on b2, or I can take on e5. I think taking on e5 is the safest way to go. We do want to be careful here that we don't run into any tactical problems. I think we're okay, though. And then queen back to d1. Kind of a funny little maneuver here. If they ever take on c6, we can just recapture. Otherwise, my biggest plan here is to just go back with bishop g7 the second I'm able to. Yeah, now they gave up their light square bishop, which makes things a lot easier. We can always give moves like queen d5 check, which will force exchanges, especially now. I'm not even sure if I want to trade queens, but for the sake of simplicity, when we're up so much material, I don't think trading queens is such a bad idea. And I'm going to go... Actually, maybe I should go queen takes d1 instead of queen d5 check. Yeah, let's take here. And the reason why it's better just to do this is because we're just being safer. There's no reason to go queen d5 when we can just go b6, bishop b7, and create some threats on the long diagonal. Yeah, so I like this move. Bishop to b7. Even if it gives up an exchange, I'm not sure if I need to give that exchange up, though. Maybe I'll just take. It's safe. It's cool. It's clean. It's cover girl. And this is defended, so I'm not worried about rook takes f7 winning, because... Or it wouldn't win anyways. But we could always just recapture because our rook on d8 is defended by the knight as well. Which is nice to know. Let's go here. We do want to be a little bit careful of some sort of weird back rank. So, you know, whenever you see small things like that, sometimes tactical themes can still occur, even if you're completely winning. So it's good to not write those things off. And now I think we're fine. Our king is off the back rank, preventing any of those checks. So we should be okay. And now my goal is just to push this e-pawn. I think if we can get some activity with it, that'd be really cool. I'll go b5 here. kick their rook around a little bit, see what it's doing. Maybe I should be a little careful though. Let's go knight to e7. And even though they win this pawn, my idea is that I have rook c6 at the end, attacking the pawn on c3. And there's not really a good way to cover it. So if they go rook c5, I'm actually happy to make this exchange, because I know it's something that they can't really hold, and will be completely winning. Okay, so this is a good move. I'm just going to take, and I'll go knight to d5. Attacking the b-pawn, and rook b3. We're just happy to make one move threats, because the problem is when you make one move threats when you have a ton of material, sometimes it's just like, it's just forceful and it just wins things. And that's the case here. So if they don't do anything, I'm just going to go rook b2, restrict their rook, their king on the back rank there, and then just bring my knight in and poke and prod. We're not in any rush to win this position. We know it's winning as long as we don't make some sort of elementary blunder, like giving up our rook somehow. Even if we did, it would probably still be a draw, because it's knight and pawn versus the rook there. Of course, we don't want to test that. We definitely don't. But, you know, it's nice to know that we have that flexibility. And that's what I mean. Whenever people are losing, they're more likely to make easier mistakes to punish, which is really nice. So now our goal is just to push this guy through, or bring our king up. So their king is actually stuck between these two squares, so we can just bring our king to g3 and then pre-move rook b1. Good game. So this probably could have been cleaner, but I'm not really upset with how things went. Well, we did win, so I think that's a fair statement. But yeah, we could also go d5 here. I thought bishop g7. It would just be nice to play one of these types of setups, because you're more likely to see not this move order specifically. You're more likely just to see some sort of normal like knight c3 stuff first, and then like e4 f4. So I thought it would be good to cover it and just transpose into one of those openings. But as we can see, our opponent, they were making a lot of pawn moves, weakening their king a little bit, and that came back immediately and caused problems. So the problem is they also want to keep this pawn on e4. Why is that? Because they want to have the potential of f5 with some sort of like bishop h6 stuff. This is very common in these openings. g4, queen e1, and queen h4. Like a lot of the pieces will go towards our king side and try to attack us, and normally we can create enough counterplay on the queen side to cover it. Kind of like some sort of reverse King's Indian, if you think about it like that, which is kind of funny. But after e5, unfortunately, they don't really have this f5 move anymore, and that's why the computer's starting to favor us, is because one of their long-term best plans is gone. And d6 already starts to complicate matters, because they don't want to take, and it's hard to maintain things, but either way, it's just going to end up with an excellent position for us. Like queen e2, knight c6, just continually adding pressure. And I wouldn't be surprised if taking is totally fine here. This looks quite good to me, queen c7. And again, since they pushed, this is just very uncomfortable. They just have to keep defending, and I would take black here every single time. So that's one thing to avoid. Yeah, so and then here, of course, because they played d4 instead, they're opening the position when they're underdeveloped and they have kingside weaknesses as well as just structural weaknesses, which was already a tell of potential tactics. Of course, we do win this pawn, but after taking and then knight b5, you might also notice that queen b6 just picks up the knight, especially thanks to the fact that this pawn, which wasn't captured yet, is still in play and, well, preventing the knight from moving back. So just remember, if you see one tactical theme where something looks off, whether their king's weak or there's a piece that's undefended, start looking for punishments, because that's usually where the punishments will happen in a position. Those are the critical moments. So that's going to be it for this one. I think that is the most important lesson and what we'll stick to. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. All right, bye-bye.